Alright everyone, it is time. Welcome back to Spyro 1. And it is time now. We are going to go visit all the speedway sections in the game. So first we gotta go back to the balloonist. We're gonna do them all at once. All 5 of them.
Need a lift?
I've been putting these stages off for a reason. Because they are some of the most annoying in the entire game. But we're gonna do them right now. Some of them are more annoying than others, but you know, none of them are really like all that terrible, but they're not great either. Like I said, I think the only good speedway level in the entire series is probably Metro Speedway. That's my favorite. Other than that, it's kind of a toss-up. So we are not going to go getting the extra gems in this one because I only want to do the speedways, or as they call them, the flight sections here. They're called speedways in the second game, but here they're called flights. So we're going to start with the first one, Sunny Flight. God damn. Spyro, you can't even touch water? What are you, a vampire? Or is it just boiling? I guess it's boiling, judging by that spray over there. Alright, here we go. Sunny Flight. What about the skill points? What do we have to do for those? Oh, that's a lot of skill points. Hell no. We're not going to do that right now. We got to visit all those levels. Stone Hill, Town Square, Dr. Shemp, High Caves. That's a lot of levels. We're not doing that right now. Hell no. Alright, here we go. Sunny Flight. So this is going to be a shorter video, obviously, because we're only doing these 5 levels. Because I want to record Silent Hill 1 after this, so I can finish it off and finally play Silent Hill F. So we are going to focus solely on these 5 stages. Now there's a certain order you got to do these in. And basically you have to destroy all the targets before the time runs out. So you can see there, we start first with the barrels. And you gain time every time you destroy an obstacle. Alright, we got those. What else is next? Now we gotta fly through these gates right over here. And they usually tell you the best order to do them in. I think we took way too much time on the train. Yeah, we took way too much time on the train. I think we should probably save these for last. Because we don't have enough time now. We still got 3 left. There's some planes. You can't touch the water either. Okay, so they recommend doing the planes, the barrels, the chest, and the arches. Problem is, where are the planes? Are they nearby or not? Let's see. Oh, they're very far away. Let's do some of the arches first. They're just really spaced out. Alright, 2 for 1, let's go. Let's grab this one. God damn it, Spyro. God damn, he just swerved right past me. Look at this. You see what I mean? These levels are just not good. They're not terrible, but they're not good either because it just takes way too much time to reach every single object there. By the time you try to reach everything, you run out of time. So they're just a pain to do. And they're so spread out too. Look at the trains are so spread out that by the time you destroy them all, you've wasted like 20 seconds. I don't even remember the exact order that's best to do them in. Because obviously they suggest doing the treasure chest. I guess let's try doing these first. Maybe just to give us some extra time. But now we gotta fly out and go do the gates. Like, I almost feel like they spaced them out way too much. Like, they should have been a tiny bit closer to each other so you can more easily get them, because it is a pain to time it properly so that you have some time left for the last obstacles. Let's see if we can grab this guy. God damn, come on, Spyro. See what I mean? It's just annoying as hell. Come on, look at that. We needed one more arch. See, this is insane. It's just they're not fun, and they take way too much time. And I guess you have to do the trains first, because otherwise you won't have enough time left to do the gates and the planes. At least the trains only have 2 barrels on them. They don't have 1. If it were 1 each, this would be impossible. Now we gotta go into the cave, but the problem is, where is the cave? Oh, come on. You seriously telling me we freaking missed the barrel? Come on. Well, I guess that was telling us we actually did the barrel. Or like, they could have added supercharge to the rail track. That way Spyro will go faster. Can you imagine not looking at the menu screen and thinking you've gotten every single item and you're missing the treasure chest over here? And it doesn't help that Spyro wants to go in the water for some reason. He just keeps going downward. Alright, we got one more. Let's see, this one. But it's still cutting it close. Look at that, it's just way too much distance between the arches and the rest of the obstacle course. Then you have the freaking biplanes over there. Let's try to grab this one. You basically have to collide into them almost, in order to guarantee that you actually hit them with fire. Otherwise, it's very easy to swerve and miss. Oh, and pressing the X button to flap Spyro's wings does not make them go faster. You actually go slower, so... We're missing 3, come on. Alright, one more. Finally, we got all 4 of them. Yeah, we are not doing this again. That's our best time, 1 minute 58 seconds. That's gonna have to suffice. I know Hunter makes you do them again in the second game, but screw Hunter. We don't have to deal with that for a while. Yeah, you have to beat his record, I think, in the second game. Or I think like you have to beat the record and you have to find him so he can give you a whole separate challenge too for an orb. It's just really, really annoying. But there we go. We beat Sunny Flight. Hopefully the next one is easier. And we can actually travel using the Peacekeepers. We can travel to the Peacekeepers world using the guidebook, so you can just teleport there. We don't actually have to go right back to the balloonist. We can actually use the guidebook to just switch worlds and stages. So that's a pretty useful feature. Yeah, we are not doing that again. That's gonna have to be our best time forever. 1 minute 58 seconds. How are you all doing tonight? I finally won some money in golf. Finally. Not much, but I'll take what I can get. Especially with all the new stuff coming out that I have to buy. Still gotta buy Pac-Man World 2, the remake. I was thinking I might just rent Sonic Racing from GameFly if it's available. Because I really don't feel like spending $70 on it, and even if I use the discounts, it almost feels like a waste using all the discounts, considering that the game's probably gonna go on sale like in November or something, because they always do. Apparently these Sega racers always go on sale early on. I'd rather not get it right now if I can get it at $50 later and then use some rewards to lower the price. So I might just rent it from GameFly. We're just gonna rent it for good old GameFly and see what we can do in a month or so. And then after that I might rent MGS Delta just to play through it once, get most of the stuff, and then never play it again until it's worth like $20 or so in the discount bin. Okay, now this one is easy. They start you off right away with the rings, so they're already telling you go for the rings first. So this one's slightly easier than the other one. And also you can see the rings are they're pretty close by, so you don't really have to waste a lot of time getting them. The treasure chests are right here. So right away this one's actually much easier than the other one was. Just be careful when you fly downwards that you don't point it so far down that Spyro hits the water and it ruins your run. Okay, so this one's not that bad. Now we have the arches. Not the golden arches like McDonald's, just the electric arches. Yeah, so this one's actually much easier than the other ones. I still don't like it, but it's definitely less stressful than Sunny Flight, for sure. Alright, now we gotta turn on the lamps. Or the lighthouses, whatever these things are. Alright, we barely got it. God damn it! Shh. Come on, jeez. That was because we ran headfirst into like a wall or something that cost us some time. Maybe we should flame some of these lamps just in case. You know, maybe to give us extra time and then we don't have to do it when we come back. Oh, come on. There goes the run. Yeah, if you miss one obstacle like that, it's over. Like, you gotta restart. You cannot miss any of them, not even a single one. Because if you do, that costs you precious seconds. So you gotta basically do it all in one go. Alright, there goes one. Crap, we missed that one. Nope. Yeah, if you miss even one, it's over, so you won't have enough time. You may think you do, but you won't have enough time to go back and get all of them. So if you miss even one obstacle, it's over. You gotta restart. Come on, Spyro. There's another one. One more. Alright, so we gathered up a bit of extra time because we hit those 2 lamps, so we might have enough to complete it, depending on how long these arches take. At least these are close together. So this one isn't really as bad as the other one, like I said. It's actually a lot easier, but it's still kind of tricky in some spots. There we go. We already hit that one. Actually, that might have been a mistake because now we don't have the extra time. Might have screwed up on that. Oh, maybe we can get it. Let's see. Got it. With like 0.01 second to spare. A minute 18, that's good enough for me. That will have to suffice because we're not doing it again. So you see we're already up to 10,000 treasure. We almost have 11,000. I thought it was 15,000 in this game, but it might be 12,000 or so, depending on how many gems are in Nasty Nork's bonus level. Let's kill this guy just for the hell of it. Alright, now we're gonna go to the guidebook. Now we're going to Magic Crafters. So that one was fairly easy compared to the first one, but there were still a couple trouble spots. For a moment I thought I might have made a mistake activating the lamps early because that means you can't get the bonus seconds you did before. But it all worked out. We barely made it in time to spare. Now I'll be honest, I have no idea what speedway this one is. At all. Like I literally have no clue what this speedway is. He can go screw off. Sawed off. God damn, freaking Tomba ripoffs. Really? Look at that, they took all my health, just like that. Alpine Ridge, we don't need to go there again. Let's blame some sheep. Yeah, I have no clue what the next speedway is. Oh, it's Crystal Flight. Alright, so let's see what this one's about. I do not remember this one at all. I assume it's similar to the Crystal stage that we explored at one point. Yeah, my favorite speedway level is actually just Metro Speedway, like I said. I think that's in Spyro 2. Other than that, they can all go screw themselves. Okay, so this one's starting us off with the rings. Those are always better than starting off with something like the trains or the arches because they're closer together. Now we got the arches. Look at that, you can see the fairies pointing the arrows too, so I guess they're telling you that that's the best way to go on the first time, but you can always find a different strategy. I guess you can make up your own strategy as you go along and get more experience with the game, but that's the recommended route, with the one with the arrows. Come on! And then the treasure chest and the planes, so that's the order they recommend. Honestly, we should probably do the planes first. Because doing the planes so far, so closely together might give us some extra time. I don't know where the treasure chests are. Let's see. Yeah, we screwed this one up. I think we have to get the planes first. Forget about the rings, we can save those for last. We gotta get in water here. Damn, this one's just a mess. Alright, we got the treasure chest. Where's the other planes? Got 2 left. Actually 3. If only Spyro could do like a backwards flip. Wow, we missed a plane? Where'd it go? Oh, here it is. Oh, we missed a ring. It's over. Yeah, I think we have to do the rings for last because they're the closest ones. Because if we try to do the arches, we're not going to have enough time left to do them. One thing I don't like is how limited in range Spyro's flame is, because you can see right there, it just, unless you're really close, it just passes right by the planes, it doesn't harm them. You basically have to be pressed right against them in order for them to actually be burned with the flame. Otherwise it just kind of grazes them a little bit, it doesn't do anything, so you have to be really, really close in. Alright, we got that. Let's do the arches. That might have made a mistake because now we don't have anything to pick up time with. Oh yeah, that was a mistake. We gotta... How do we gotta do it then? Because like, if we do the rings first, that costs us too much time. I guess maybe we shouldn't have missed that one plane that bypassed us. Yeah, see, now we have no way to get back to the rings. So this one's more annoying because I don't know what order to do them in. Maybe we should do the treasure chest first. Where's the other plane? Come on, where did he go? Here he is. Alright, we got 30 seconds. Let's see what we can do with it. Alright, now we're gonna swerve hard to the right. The Spyro will turn properly. Where's the other arch? I think we might have to do the arches first because there's just not enough time. I think we might have to do the arches first. Yeah, we're gonna have to do the arches first. Just not enough time to get everything if we do them last. Alright, we're up to 5. I guess we gotta turn this way. They're also too spread out. Like, look at how far away this one is. It's all the way over here. And of course Spyro hits the water, because why wouldn't he? So this one is the trickiest one so far, because there's no real way to approach it. It pretty much depends on luck. Look at that, Spyro just completely bypassed the treasure chest. That's another thing, like I said, I don't like the... Spyro, stop messing around. I don't like the fact that his flame has such a short range that you basically have to be nose first in whatever it is to break it. That's a real pain, because like I said, it just the range is too short, so you really gotta be basically sniffing the container, whatever it is, or the enemy to flame it properly. Alright, now we're getting somewhere. Obviously we are not taking that fairy's advice. Let's try doing the rings now. Let's see, maybe a change of pace will help us out. See, look at that, it heats up the planes, but unless you hit them like head on, it basically the flame just completely bypasses them. You pretty much have to hit it with Spyro's nose in order to burn them. There we go, finally. 113 for this one. Would you like to try again? Hell no. So that one was the trickiest so far, because like I said, there's no clear route. If you try doing it in the order they suggest, you're gonna run out of time, because you won't be able to get all the arches at once since they're so spread out. But then if you try getting the planes, you'll basically have to double back, because some of them keep going way past you. So I guess you just gotta improvise. It depends solely on luck. Alright, so that was Crystal Flight. I'm sure the Beast Maker's one is gonna be hell, because that entire world sucks, so I'm sure this one is not gonna be pleasant. What is it? Swampy Flight? Boggy Flight? What would it be named, being in the swamp? Yeah, so like I said, that one I think you just have to improvise and try to get as many of them as you can at once, because there's no clear route. And if you try to go in order, like I said, you're gonna run out of time. If you go with the planes first, you'll probably run out of time trying to hit them all. So basically, I guess you just gotta improvise and get as many of them as possible. Terrace Village. I think the speedway level is in the wasn't it in some type of well over here? Yep, Wild Flight. There's another one that I do not remember. I do not remember this one at all. So let's see what Wild Flight is all about. The speedway levels are slightly better in Spyro 2, but like I said, they're still not great. My favorite is Metro Speedway. Other than that, I don't remember any of the others, except for like the water one with the fish people. Okay, so that is a chest, arches, planes, and boats. So let's try them in that order. Chest, arches, planes, and boats. Oh, we got an arch. Look at that toxic purple water. Spyro, what are you doing? Oh, this is the one where I get lost with trying to find the remaining treasure chest. I remember this one now. It is very easy to miss it. And I think this one's another one like the previous one, but there's no specific order. It's just whatever you get to first. Look at some boatmen, Norks. Yeah, so this one's another one that has no clear route, because if you try to go the conventional way like they're telling you to, it just wastes a huge amount of time. Look at this, Spyro can't even enter the tunnel properly. So what would be the best one to eliminate first? Is it the come on. Is it the arches or the boats? Like which would be the best one to take care of early? Because you would think the treasure chest, but the thing is we tried that early on and it just wasted our time. I guess maybe we can try the boatmen first. Gotta make sure not to miss even a single one. Then we gotta double back around for the arches. Alright, so we got the arches, we got the boats. What was the last one? Planes or something like that? We got that one. There's two more. I have not seen any planes around here. What exactly are we trying to hunt down? Oh, there they are. Come on. We needed two more planes. So I guess you have to go after the planes first, not the boats, because then you don't have enough time to complete the... You don't have enough time to complete the stupid ass planes. You don't want to go after the boats like this, like I'm doing now. You want them, because they're going downstream, it's hard to catch them. You actually want them to be facing you. You don't want to be following them. You want them to run into you so you can save time getting them. Otherwise it just becomes very, very difficult to manage. And it doesn't help that Spyro has to make those huge wide turns to actually switch directions. Alright, we got all of them. What's left? The arches? Now, where exactly are they? Oh no, we're still missing the boatmen. Where's the arches? Yeah, we're done. That one's no good. This level's too crowded. It's too easy to lose track of all the objects that you have to pursue. Because like right there, I had no idea where the arches even were. Come on, Spyro. Idiot. Yeah, this one sucks. There's no getting around it. This one is awful. Because everything's just too spaced out. It's a crowded area, so you have no way to keep focused. You know, it's very easy to lose track of what you've already destroyed. It's too cluttered, is what I was trying to say. It's too cluttered. It's very difficult to keep track of everything because everything is so packed together. And it has multiple sections too. And it doesn't help that Spyro has to make those wide turns because see, look at how much time it costs us to get this idiot on the boat. And of course he misses the treasure chest. Of course he would. Of course he would miss, because why would he actually want to hit the one that's right in front of him? No, go past it all the way to the one. Yeah, this one's awful. There's no way of putting it. This one sucks. There's no easy way to put it. This one is awful. By far the worst we've played so far. Like I've said, if we didn't need this to actually open Nasty Nork's treasure hoard, we would not be doing these stages at all. I just leave them be. But unfortunately, we do need them to open up the bonus level. That's literally the only reason to do them, just to open up the bonus level. Because otherwise they stink. Well, not good. Not good at all. Look at these damn planes. Alright, now we're getting somewhere. Now we gotta find the arches if we can find them. Yeah, that's the problem. You get so lost in this area. Where's the other stuff? Look at all the time we're wasting. Oh no, it was the boatman that was remaining? Where's the other boat? Oh, come on! It's so stupid. Like, why? It's so freaking dumb. The guy literally got lost and was nowhere to be found. Like, he was literally nowhere to be found. Spyro, why are you bouncing off him? Kill that guy. Man, who playtested this stuff? Because whoever it is, they should have been fired. They should have been canned. It's like, you'll never work for Insomniac again. Because remember, Toys for Bob is just improving on what Insomniac did all those years ago. So it was somebody at Insomniac that decided that this mess was actually acceptable. Like I said, whoever it was that playtested this and thought it was perfectly alright should have been fired. Because this is some booty, and not in a good way. This is nasty Nork, green, ugly, ward-written type of booty. Like, this is Matt Booty from Xbox levels of booty. Like, it's that bad. Like, you know how Matt Booty is emblematic of every single thing that's wrong with Xbox nowadays? And even started with like the Xbox One. You know how he represents all of it? And his name is very fitting and appropriate. This is easily on Matt Booty levels of jank. Easily as bad as Matt Booty himself. Like, whatever gave them the idea that this was actually a good idea? Like, who played these stages and said, "Oh wait, that's exactly what we want in this game. We want these shitty ass speedway levels in here. That's exactly what the game needs. That's exactly what Spyro needs to compete with Crash and Mario and Sonic. He needs these racing levels in here. It's like, this stuff is not fun. Like, who frickin' playtested this and told them it was alright? Look at that, we're still missing planes. Where'd they even go? Where are these guys? Look at that, he just I hit that thing head on. Flamed it 3 times and he just still bypassed it like an idiot. And we were still missing 1 boat, so we're still gonna lose anyway, so... Like, seriously, who was the genius at Insomniac who decided this was actually fun to play? Come on, man. Like, if not for these stages, the game would easily be a 10 out of 10. The fact that it has these stages in it kind of lowers the score for me. Because it's not so much that they're in here, it's one thing if they would have been voluntary, like, oh, it's optional, you don't have to do these stages to get the final level. Oh yes you do, you have to do all of them. And that's what makes it tough, the fact that you have to complete them no matter how crappy they are. Because if it were optional, everybody would just skip them, nobody would ever do these levels. Because why would you? Look at this crap. Why would you subject yourself to this type of torture? And you notice it doesn't help that they're all heading in different directions too. They're not like the other ones that are going in a circle. These guys are all heading in different directions, so you basically have to go out of your way to go in all sorts of different directions just to kill them all. I think we might have to kill the boatmen first because they're just too annoying. They're just too annoying and they get lost throughout the level and you have no way to find them. At least you can't find them in time to actually kill them, so I think we might just have to kill these guys first with the boat. If Spyro would stop dunking himself in water. If he would just stop dunking himself in the freaking water for 1 minute. And actually kill his green buffoons. Yeah, we have no choice because if we don't kill them now, we're gonna lose track of them. And it'll be difficult to find them later on, so I think we gotta just bite the bullet and just get rid of them now. That way we only have the planes to track down. There's 3 boats left. Here's one of them. There's the 3rd guy. Let's see if we can get some arches as long as we're here. Oh no, we did the arches, we're looking for the planes. And yeah, they don't venture out here, so... Spyro, what are you doing? You see what I mean? It's just there's no clear route. It's just annoying. Finally got that guy. You finally killed him. Got this guy too. Alright, I think we might have a run. I think this one might be it. We can kill this guy. There we go, got them both. Got the archers, we got the boats. Let's grab the last three. There's this buffoon. This guy's gonna drift out from us. Alright, let's use the wall to our advantage. Let's get all the treasure chests. That should leave only the planes. There they are right there. But we're not gonna get them just yet. Alright, we got them all. Got plenty of extra time, so we should be able to do it now. Let's grab both of these. Intercept this one. And this one. One more. We need two. Alright, we got this guy. Where's the other one? Where's the last one that's left? Where is he? Look at that! This buffoon showed up with 0.1 second left to spare. Come on, give me a freaking break. We literally had 1 second, less than 1 second left. We had like a tenth of a second and we would have done it. If he had just gotten his ass over here. The problem with trying to take the boats head on is that they cover such a huge area. They cover a huge area and they're also slow, so it takes you quite a while to actually get to them. Alright, I think we got it. I think we got it this time, boys. Of course he went in the other tunnel. Of course he went in the opposite tunnel. Because why would he go where we are instead? No, he's gonna circle around all the way back. Yeah, this one is ass. Like, I'm sorry, but if this is one of your favorite stages, you have some issues. 'Cause, oh boy, did this one need like 10 more rounds of playtesting before they put this one out. This one is not a fat banger. It's just fat booty. Let's try something different for once. Let's try the treasure chest instead. Maybe if we gather enough time, we can hunt down all the boats. Of course, we missed the first one. Look at that! How did he miss it when it was right below him? Fool! We're not gonna have enough time. Because by the time we fly out all the way over to where the boats are, yeah, we don't have enough time. Man. If you wonder why I don't play this game more, even though I love most of it, is because of these levels. This is the reason why I don't play Spyro 1 too often, you know? The booty ass flight levels. This is the reason why we don't revisit this game more often. Same goes for the PS1 original. Like if it weren't for these levels, I'd probably play a lot more. The problem is, like I said, it does take a bit. It does take away a bit from the fun when you know you have to complete these levels in order to access the bonus level, which is what you really want. You don't want the speedways, you want the bonus level, but in order to do it, you have to complete these, so... I think we got it this time. Where's the other plane? Here he is. Finally, we got him. We had 19.3 seconds left. We got it in 1 minute and 15 seconds. 1:15.6. That will have to do. Yeah, like I really wish they had just made these optional. That they didn't really count for the overall gem score. Because that way you could have just ignored them. The fact that they count for the end and that you need them, you know, to open the bonus round, you have to beat every one of the flight levels. That's what makes it annoying. I would have preferred if they just made it optional. You know, that way you don't have to bother with them. They're just a little side bonus that you can mess around with if you want. I know some people would say, oh, but that would take away from the challenge of it. Well, this is not any great challenge, you know, these levels just stink, so I can live without the challenge of trying to do them all correctly. Let's fry this chicken, just for the hell of it. And this one. Bayou fried chicken. Straight from the swamp. Alright, so now there's only one left. And it is the good old Dreamweaver's flight level. Let's see what this one's about. Yeah, like why didn't they make these optional? That would have solved the issue right there, because then if you didn't need it for 100% completion, you could have just ignored them. Or you just do like one and then you just find the regular gems in the levels. I think the fact that they're mandatory is what makes them annoying. They're still mandatory in the others, but it's especially annoying here. Now, where is the other speedway level in this section? It'll all be worth it though when we get to that bonus level. That's the only reason I'm doing it, like I said. If I didn't have to do them to get the gems for the bonus level, I would not do them at all. I would just avoid them. Okay, so I don't think it's here. I think it's over on the opposite end. Let's go over here first, because I think they might be over here. No, that's Haunted Towers. So where is the speedway then? Or the flight level? I wonder if they were doing this game now, in today's age, if they would, you would actually be able to go to all those different floating islands in the distance. Because here they're just for decoration, since obviously the PS1's processing power couldn't really allow you that much level of exploration. So they're mainly for show, but I wonder if they were designing this game today, if you'll be able to go to every single one of those islands. Like you do in some stages of Astrobot, where you go to every little section of the stage. Really? Oh, there it is. Icy Flight. That one does not sound cool. No pun intended. But it is the last one, so we're almost done with them. And look at that. I thought this was going to be a short video. We're at 57 minutes, so these stages are a pain. They are a pain. I thought they were going to be over quickly. No, we're almost at an hour just doing the speedway levels by themselves. So imagine if we had actually stopped to get every single skill point from the levels. We will be going on 2 hours at this point. Oh, I remember this one. This one is also tricky, I think. They all are, but especially this one because of the lamps. You don't know which order to go. And they bring back the trains too. You also gotta take out those helicopter guys. The helicopter Norks. Helinorks? Would that be what they're called? Chopper Norks? Alright, let's take them out. We got 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now where's the rest of them? Maybe over here? Oh yeah, there they are. It's annoying when he does that. Like he swings so wide that you can't hit the obstacle. Oh, they're called the copters. Yeah, he just circles around back so wide that you literally can't hit the obstacle. So you end up missing it because there's actually no way for you to get back to the exact angle that you need. Because I was trying to circle around back, but he just kept missing every single time we were close to that guy. We're still missing 3 treasure chests. Yeah, it's like Spyro can't control himself on this level. Whenever you do these levels, it's like the controls go haywire and you're basically struggling to land in an appropriate spot. Nope. I tell you, once you skip one obstacle, it's over. Like, would you like to see these levels return in a remake, not a remake, a new sequel to Spyro 4? Would you like to see these levels return or not? Because to me, I'll be honest, I kinda like to see them taken out. I know fans will think that's blasphemous. Oh, these are Spyro traditional levels, you know. It's a tradition for every single game to have speedway levels, but in this case I really think the game would actually be better off without them. This is one instance in which I would not mind at all if they took out these speedway levels, because look at this BS. I would not mind it one bit. I'm usually opposed to content being removed from gameplay, you know, from game from games whenever they remake them, like RE3 or like RE2 or even Silent Hill 2. Like, I'm usually opposed to stuff getting removed from remakes. In this case, I'd actually make an exception for these because yeah, these are annoying and I don't think they particularly contribute anything to the gameplay. Look at that. I think you could just as easily skip these, replace them with something more fun, and the game wouldn't suffer for it at all. I don't think they're necessary, and I think they're actually a bad move on Insomniac's part. It kind of shows off how they were rookie developers when they made this. They hadn't quite learned some of the stuff they did later on. So it's pretty rough, and you can tell right here with these levels. I think this is the worst aspect of the game, obviously. And I think they would have been better off cutting them. Because they seem like a cool and neat little idea. Oh, you have Spyro flying throughout these whole stages. You know? Just destroying all these obstacle courses and trying to beat the clock. But it's just, it seems like a nice simple concept, but when you actually see it in practice, you realize how flawed the stages are. Because the obstacles are just too improperly spaced. Like, look at all the space between the trains, just to get 4 trains. And they don't give you enough time either. They only give you like 3 seconds per enemy that's killed, or per obstacle that's destroyed. So and then you gotta go in search of the other ones too, in search of all the copter guys. Like, it's just yeah, I don't think they contribute anything to the game. I think they would have been better off being cut. Or maybe have them be like part of the bonus at the end, where, I don't know, like you earn points for doing them. Maybe you get like a different color Spyro, or you get that magic flame ability, you know, something. Give us something. Give us a reason to do these stages, and not just because we have to gather the gems inside. But give us an actual reward for doing these stages that actually makes the game worth it. Like, maybe you get a permanent supercharged flame, or the flame breath. Maybe it's permanently supercharged if you do all the speedway levels. So when you start a new game plus, you start with that extra power already. Or maybe Spyro can fly double the time, you know. He can glide double what he does right now. His flying abilities are doubly enhanced. Just give us some tangible reward for actually doing these stages that rewards our frustration with them. Like I said, I would not mind at all if they cut these levels when they do a Spyro 4. I wouldn't mind it one bit. I'd be happy to see them gone. Like, Nintendo showed you a bunch of different challenges you can do with Donkey Kong. They should probably try the same track with Spyro, you know, just find something else to replace these levels. I don't know what, but find something. Come up with something. Something that's better than this. I know it seems daunting, but you never know unless you try, right? Unless you actually try to replace them, you'll never know what can actually work better than them. Look at that, we're still missing a train. Yeah, we're screwed. We were screwed on that one. So we tried doing the copter guys first and the trains. No, I mean the copters and the yeah, we did the trains first and that did not work out, so I guess we're going back to this one. Doing the lighthouses first. Or lamps, whatever these things are. Spyro, stop headbutting the damn lighthouse like an idiot. Look at that, he just completely bypassed the treasure chest, even though it was right below his feet. Come on, man. Like, as annoying as Crash Bandicoot games can be, I'm glad they didn't have that this, look at that. He finally got all the items and then he fell into the water. I'm glad they didn't have this type of level. Crash's problems are the relics. Those are the ones where Crash games get in trouble with having relics that are too stringent with the requirements. That's where they get into trouble with the relics. Especially those platinum relics, which are damn near impossible in some stages. That's where they get into trouble with them. Other than that, the stage is fine. Look at that, he just... If you're not careful, he literally just flies right over it. Then we gotta do this long-ass flip just to be able to correct our course. Which cost us time, because now we lost time to chase the... look at that. Now we lost time to chase the trains, so... Now we gotta circle around back because we're not gonna be able to do the rest of them if we go for the trains. I think we might have a run this time, boys. I think this one might be it. If we can get that spare treasure chest. Sometime this century, Spyro. Alright, let's get the trains. He just completely whiffed that one. Like, how can you have a target that fat and just completely miss it? Makes no sense. Ah, but the problem is now we missed these three guys. That sucks. Oh, maybe we can get him. Look at that one trying to get away. We got him. Oh, we're missing a train? What the hell? Come on. Oh, we missed a freaking light. That is ridiculous. Did all that and we missed one freaking light. Come on, man. We should just melt those things down. That would solve the problem real quick if we just melted them down. Or scrap. Or I guess since they're composed of ice, just let them melt into a puddle. That'll solve the issue real quick for Spyro. Just melt those suckers down. Because they're ass. Just melt them down. Just melt down this whole place and the Spyro universe will be better for it. Come on! think it's just designed intentionally to give you the maximum amount of frustration. They did it intentionally, knowing that you're gonna have to play these games to these levels to complete the game, and they wanted it to be as frustrating and insanely annoying as possible. Because that's how developers think sometimes. They'll give you something that they know you won't like it, but they still want to put it in, and they'll put it in and force you to play it to complete the game 100%. One good example of that is those Mary Jane levels in Spider-Man games. Those things suck. Those levels suck. Like, I kind of like playing around a bit with the taser and little stun gun she gets in part 2, but realistically speaking, those levels should have been cut out or made into cutscenes. Those levels are ass compared to the rest of the games. But Naughty Dog will put them in there regardless of what you think. They'll always put them in there. They say they'll double down on it and say that they're necessary to the game to break up the flow, I guess, so that you're not bored playing Spider-Man. Because why would you want to play as Spider-Man in a game called Spider-Man, right? You don't want to play as Spider-Man, you want to play as Mary Jane, right? With a hand taser. And somebody mentioned, I guess it was a rumor, that they said they're going to double down on that even more in part 3. I hope not. Like, I don't hate Mary Jane as a character in the games. I think Peter does some really stupid stuff that he needs to be called out on. Like, he's a moron sometimes in that story. Especially in the first, where he almost caused this guy to have a heart attack because he frightened him, even though he knew the guy had vital information that he needed to get, and so he popped up like an idiot out of nowhere and almost gave him a heart attack. So Peter does do some stupid stuff in those games that requires him being called out on that. But as far as the actual gameplay, no. Like, I'd rather just stick to Peter and then Miles. You don't need to play frickin' Mary Jane. Nobody's gonna be upset if you don't break up the flow of the gameplay or whatever excuse they want to say. Nobody's gonna care about that. People don't want to play that crap, but they will stick it in there time and time again just to prove you wrong. And when the levels end up sucking, they'll still double down on it. They'll never admit a mistake. Look at that, he just... On top of the fact that they're hard to find, the guy will literally go out of his way to just go way, way up so that you can't reach him. That is the stupidest thing I've seen in the game so far. The guy will literally go out of his way to prevent you from reaching him by flying as high as possible with the copter, so that you gotta waste 5 to 10 seconds to catch him. That is the stupidest thing I've seen in the races so far. Come on. Like, are we supposed to flame them or not? Because you wouldn't think so with the way they're retreating. And why are the trains so spaced out? Why can they not be closer? Alright, at least we got these 3 bozos. Now I can go get the other ones. We should have enough time this time. Alright, we got 1. I think it's 4 more. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Here you go. Finally. Now let's go grab the remaining treasure chest before we run out of time. If we can find it. Where the hell is that thing? Really? We're gonna get lost finding the treasure chest. Look at this BS. We had plenty of time, but because we couldn't find two stinking treasure chests. We gotta do this whole crap again. Come on. Insomniac, Toys for Bob. That does bring up a good issue though. Like sometimes people want remakes to be exactly the same, just looking better. But sometimes there is actual cause to fix some stuff that went wrong in the games, you know. The Crash Insane Trilogy probably should have done a couple of... They should have done that, fixing a couple of those things that went wrong. Because sometimes these developers were young and they made mistakes, and it wouldn't be the worst thing in the world to actually correct them on that, you know. To actually say, hey, you know what, this mechanic actually doesn't work that well anymore. Maybe you should replace it with something better, you know? Or at least fix it so that it's not as annoying. Like I wouldn't have minded at all if they changed the flow of these stages and made them a bit easier. I would not have minded one single bit. They don't have to be exactly the same. You can improve them a little bit, you know, and still keep the essence of the stage. Come on. You know, they don't have to be exact copies of each other. With better graphics, you can actually fix them up a little bit. Finally! We took care of these Buzz Lightyear wannabes. Look at that, minute 47.7. That's gonna have to be the best time because we're not coming back for this. That'll have to do. Yeah, like I wouldn't have minded at all if they fixed some stuff here. In this game and in the Crash Insane Trilogy, because you know, if you know the game has these slight little flaws and you have the ability to actually fix them, go ahead and do so. Like Insomniac's not gonna care. They've moved on since then. They're making Spider-Man games and Ratchet and Clank games. They don't care about Spyro anymore, so you know, and Naughty Dog's just recycling The Last of Us 2 over and over again. The Last of Us 1 and The Last of Us Part 2 just getting recycled all over again. They even had that stupid ass Last of Us Day on the 26th, which was the most ridiculous thing I'd seen so far. Like, Jesus Christ, Sony, to actually announce, to have the gall to announce The Last of Us Day at your Sony State of Play. That is either true dedication or downright stupidity. I think it's a bit of both. They're so dedicated to that series and milking it for all it's worth that they will literally do something that stupid. Freaking Last of Us Day. Come on, man. Isn't it supposed to be The Last of Us? So when is it actually going to end? Because right now it's being recycled forever, for infinity. To infinity and beyond, we're going to have Last of Us content, and it's the same two games over and over again from Sony. Come on, man. Do better, Sony. Do better. But yeah, like, as far as this game, like I said, I would not have minded one bit if Toys for Bob actually fixed up some of this stuff and made it even better. You know, improved them just slightly so that it wasn't all out frustrating. I think that would have been perfectly fine. I would have been okay with that. But it is what it is. The game is done. Nothing can be done to improve it or fix it at this time, so they're still pretty damn good remakes. I just think some of the little flaws that crept into here and little flaws that they kept because they didn't want to mess with the game too much, I think they could have corrected a couple things and it would have been fine, you know? Nobody would have complained that if the speedway levels were less annoying. Especially once we get to that whole water speedway, ocean speedway I think it's called in Spyro 2, which is by far the worst speedway in the entire series. Like, that thing had me raging for like an hour when I first tried to record Spyro the Reignited Trilogy, and I was on 2 and I was trying to do that speedway for the orb. That thing had me raging for like an hour. Looks like Spyro also suffers from allergies like the rest of us. See, look at that, he's relatable. He's just like the rest of us, only purple and he breathes fire. Other than that, he's just one of the guys, just like the rest of us. There we go. We got an extra life, so now we have 45. And we can go explore all those levels and find the rest of the skill points and pick up the remaining gems. But I'm gonna do that on my own because that's easily gonna take at least an hour and a half to 2 hours, and I do not want to do that right now. So instead, we're gonna save that for our own time. I'm gonna do that stuff on my own, and when I come back next time to do the last Spyro video, we're going to start at the bonus stage, which is actually a pretty cool stage. So You know, it's one of my favorites in the game, and I think it might actually make all the BS with the speedways worth it. Just to play that bonus level, because it is a fine bonus level, and it's almost like a celebration of all you've been doing in the game. You know, destroying the treasure chest, setting off fireworks, you know, killing tons of enemies for gems. It pretty much the whole game condensed into one little stage. So it is definitely one of my favorite stages in the game, and we will do that next time after I spend some time looking up where some of that missing stuff is, because especially in that one stage with the speed boost, the supercharge. What was it, Terrace Village? I have no idea where half of that stuff even is, so, or how to get to it. So I'm definitely gonna need to check out a guide for that. But yeah, next time when we come back, we're gonna finish Spyro 1 once and for all. We'll put it to bed, and then I might actually try to get Pac-Man World 2 repack and play that on for YouTube, you know. See how they improved there, because talk about a game needing improvement. The original Pac-Man 2 was pretty good, but the camera was definitely a nightmare. That definitely needed improvement right there. So if they have improved it when doing the remake, I will be immensely grateful, because that, even though the game itself was fine, that camera in the PS2 and GameCube versions of the game was ghastly. That camera sucked like nothing you've ever seen. So if they've improved that, I will be eternally grateful. It doesn't have to be a one-to-one copy of the game with better graphics. Like, if you can improve the camera to make it playable, that is alright by me. So I might check that out instead of getting Sonic Racing. Maybe just, like I said, I'll just rent Sonic Racing from GameFly, play it for a bit, you know, with acquaintances online every Saturday like I usually do. But I might just rent Sonic and instead just buy Pac-Man World 2 just to see what they've improved. But that's it for now. Thank you for watching, and I will see you again next time on the final episode of Spyro the Dragon from the Reignited trilogy on the PS4. See you later, everyone.